Welcome to the Story Tree. I'm here in Calgary, not far from downtown, in a wee little park that I love to come to. And I have come to the Story Tree to tell you a story called Enough. Mother Earth was having rather a bad century. She had backaches and migraines like she had never had before. Father Sky gave her massages and brewed chamomile tea, but actually he wasn't feeling all that well either. He'd had a chronic cough for several decades that made him tired. "The thing is," said Mother Earth, "I can't seem to find peace anywhere these days." She would just be making a spectacular sunset, the kind with gold streaks and pinks and purples splashed around the edges, and then something would happen, like fighting in Africa or America or Asia or Europe. Or she'd just be working on a beautiful design for ice crystals on a frosty morning, and there'd be a factory explosion, or a dam would burst, or a ship would leak oil into the ocean. There were fewer places for her to rest and rejuvenate. The days were hard enough, but these years she wasn't sleeping well either. She lay awake worrying about human violence, safe spaces for animals and fish. She worried about her own arteries, too, clogging where once clean, life-giving rivers had flown free. And there were deep, lifeless craters on her skin where once deer had grazed in green meadows. One crisp autumn morning, Mother Earth was adding gold to her maple leaves. There were a lot to paint, and even though some were damaged from acid rain and smog, it was still possible to make them look beautiful. "I'd give anything to get a good night's sleep," she sighed. "Me too," yawned Father Sky. Mother Earth dipped her brush and carefully edged a leaf. Creating beauty usually helped her think better. "There's more noise and confusion these days," she said. "What's it about?" Father Sky couldn't answer right away. He suddenly got one of those coughing fits he gets lately. It took a long time for him to catch his breath, but he finally said, "I don't know. We can't seem to get through to them anymore." And he picked up a paintbrush to help. Suddenly, a tremendous shaking and a thunderous noise shook the forest. Bluebirds and butterflies shot out of the trees in alarm as an army of giant machines roared in, crushing junipers, strawberries, and daisies. They slashed down every tree in their path. Mice and bears, ants and deer fled in terror. Tears rolled down Mother Earth's face as she watched. "Clear-cut," Father Sky said, "so humans can get more money." Mother Earth said, "Yeah, it's like when they mine, when they drill, when they bomb, and they always call it progress." And she fell silent. What more could you say? That night, when Mother Earth and Father Sky slept, they traveled into dream time together. They flew across the starlit sky and eventually landed at Moon's place. "Welcome," said Moon. "It's been ages since you visited." "Too long," rumbled Father Sky. The three old friends sat for a while in the deep quiet of space, drinking tea and reminiscing about the old days when the only things in the sky were the sun and the moon and planets and stars, rainbows and northern lights. And then Moon said, "You two look exhausted." "We're worried," said Father Sky. "The humans are acting up. They fight, they hoard, they seem afraid, and they make Mother Earth ache." "I don't think they remember us," added Mother Earth sadly. "Do you mean," Moon asked, "they've forgotten about enough?" "Maybe. We'd always hoped that sunrises would remind them," Mother Earth replied, "but these days humans look at screens for a weather forecast. They don't look up much anymore. Father Sky said, rainbows worked for centuries, but now I guess a rainbow isn't too exciting. Moon looked thoughtful. So all the people everywhere have forgotten about enough? They don't remember that there's enough light and dark, enough soil and water, enough air to breathe? Have they all forgotten? For a moment, there was deep silence in the universe. Well, there's Greta Thunberg and the Fridays for Future students. There's Craig and Mark Kielberger and the Me to We students. They know about enough. Well, that's a beginning. Are they the only ones? Moon asked. Aha, said Father Sky, brightening. Kids for Peace are on our side, and UNICEF, and Jane Goodall's Roots and Shoots. Mother Earth was wide awake now. Raging Grannies know. Standing Rock Defenders know. And so the whole night, Moon sat while Father Sky and Mother Earth named all the children and adults who remember about enough. And while they talked, Moon poured tea and listened to amazing tales of love and friendship, and of people helping whales and bears and working for peace, even in the scary places. Suddenly, a glimmer of light cracked the sky. We've talked all night, cried Mother Earth. It's time to wake up. Thanks for a new perspective, said Father Sky, waving. Goodbye, old friend. The next morning, Father Sky gazed at a sparkling blue lake ringed with deep green pines. Mother Earth, he said, you are still the most beautiful woman in the universe. Mother Earth's laugh danced on the breeze. Are you trying to get on my good side? Of course. Then tell me a good story, old man. Tell the story about enough. Whisper it gently through the trees so the humans will hear it too. And so, taking her old hand in his old hand, he began. In the beginning, I fell wildly in love with Mother Earth, and she fell wildly in love with me. Don't leave out anything, Mother Earth said. We came together in love, he went on, and in our love we created insects and fish, birds, four-legged and two-legged animals. Life was good. In the beginning, the humans remembered there was enough of everything. They had love for each other and for the planet. And when they remember, they have courage for the hard times. And that is enough. Thank you for coming to the Story Tree. See you next time.